Alright, so I'm back, and today we're going to take a look at the Combiner Wars Leader Class Ultra Magnus. And yeah, here he is. Really cool. I'm really kind of curious on what we're going to see this repainted as. My guess is maybe Power Master Optimus Prime or something. Retooled. But we'll see. But yeah, here he is in his bot mode, and he's really cool. I really like this guy. I know he got a lot of hate from some people, but I think this guy is pretty freaking awesome. I like him a lot. There's some parts forming going on and some issues, but that's kind of how Hasbro works these days. So he comes with these two rifles. He's got this one. And he's got this one. This one's kind of a throwaway gun for me. This one looks really awesome. And you can plug them together and make this stupid long thing. And I hate that. So we're just going to toss this to the side. And we're going to just focus on this rifle here. And you can take his hand and put it into his hand. Now, here's the bad part. Here's the bad news. There's no way to tab it in. It doesn't tab in. He doesn't have a tab for his gun. So they really should have gone with just a closed fist like they did with Leader Megatron. But you close his hand around it and he could kind of hold it. But it's not the sturdiest of connections. So that's really, really unfortunate. I really am disappointed with that. So if anybody out there knows third-party companies, what you should really do is tell them to make a new hand for him that he could just slot into, and it'll be that would be really cool. But yeah, so that's a pretty big issue for me. But he does have the shoulder missiles. These do have to parts form. They just plug in and out. But yeah, they look all right. His head, nice head sculpt going on here. Looks left and right. It's on a really weird ball joint. Or no, it's just a swivel. But the swivel actually goes into the base of his head as opposed to the bottom. So it's just weird. It works just fine, but it's just odd. The shoulders, soft ratchets up and down. He's got, if you move these out of the way, they do go in and out. These little panels kind of move up to kind of get out of the way, so you get good range of motion there. Bicep swivel, ratcheted arms. Waist, nothing at the waist. Hips, ratchets up all the way. Ratchets back to there. Is that really it? Yeah, that's it. Thigh swivel, bends at the knee, and the foot is on a double hinge, so you could actually kind of angle it so that he'll have these big gaps, but he'll be a little bit taller. You can angle him backwards a little bit. That looks a little goofy, but you can do that. Or you can angle him forward, and that looks good. But yeah, there you go. There is his robot mode. He does have the slight cuts in his leg, in his feet, so that he's kind of more of an A stance than straight up and down. But it's not a wide A stance, so it actually looks pretty cool. And yeah, he's pretty awesome. I have to admit, for a $50 toy, he definitely does, in my opinion, I think he outshines the Masterpiece one, because the Masterpiece one at almost $200 felt a little bland to me, whereas this is a $50 figure, so a quarter of the cost, and he just has more character. Yeah, he's got some issues, but he just seems to have more character than that Ultra Magnus did, I think. Maybe it's because they're going for more of an IDW design here. So then the next thing I could show off here is you open up the chest, you flip the head back, and then you can open this piece up, and there's a little guy inside. Now, because I don't read the IDW comics, I have no idea what this guy is supposed to represent. And chances are I'm not putting him back in the chest. But he's a little dude. Shoulders are on ball joints. As you can see, they don't stick together very well. But yeah, nothing at the waist. Hips are on ball joints. Hinged knees, and there you go. He's just a little tiny guy that pilots the big guy. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Like I said, I don't quite get the reference, what it's supposed to be, but I'm sure you guys will tell me. So you just to transform this guy, you just hinge this back, and then this will slide up like that. Close the feet up, and then they just fold over, and then there's a little tiny tab right here that'll plug into the slot right there. Just tab that in, plug this back on, and tab that on. And now he's just a little car. No wheels, no nothing, but he looks alright. Just a little car. It's kind of cool. Now let's get into transformation of this big guy. And he's got a good transformation. It's fun too, I think. So you flip these panels here down, like so. Just like that. Slide the shoulder pieces down, like this. Take the cab section and it folds up, and then you can rotate this around, and there's two tabs right here and here. I'll plug into these slots here and here. It's so nice having a new Hasbro mold. Man, this is weird. This is like first for months. Take the head and you flip this down, and then closes up just like so. You take the cab here and slide this forward. Tab everything back in that we just untabbed. So now it does rotate. The cab is attached to the rest of the trailer, so that's nice. A lot like the MP version, so I think that's pretty cool. Then you want to take this section here, and this folds down. Then the legs fold forward. You want to untab this section here, and untab this section here. Pull this red section back, like so. Untab this, and this whole assembly will fold up. And then there's it's really hard to show off on camera, but there's a little tab right there that'll plug into this slot. Stupid wheels. Slot right here. So you take this and folds up and tabs it in. Plug the wheel back on because it snapped off. These are the stupid wheels that I hate so much, but at least they engineered it reversed so that they tab in as opposed to the tab pulling out into the wheel. So you see that horrible clip system on the inside of the tires. So now they're hidden out. So at least there's that. I don't like the tires. I still don't like those tires, but it's a better design choice. Take the foot, and this will double hinge back and just slide into there. Alright, kind of get these arms out of the way. Pull the camera back. There's Hercules in the background. And you want to do the same thing on this leg here. So you untab this, fold it up, untab this, untab the red part, fold this up. That'll tab in, like so. Collapse the foot down. And then the feet will tab together. Fold the shins down a little bit. And you take this, and this chest piece will fold down and in. Probably should actually pull this down before you put these guys into place, or the legs into place, but and just tab it all together. So this all holds together really well. Alright, so fold that down. Then we can take this arm section here and this folds up. This arm section folds up. And you can see there's a locker right there. So you just tab those together. Tab these up here together. This will fold down. And then there's the little tabs right here and right here. And you just line those up. Tab those in. Take this red assembly here and this will just fold over. Little tab right there. That'll plug into this little slot right here. Fold the shins back up like so. And you can take these pieces and you now can plug them in on what was the inside of the shoulder, now the outside of the truck. Just like so. And there you go. This thing looks really cool. I like this thing a lot. I think rolls really well. Transformation is different from what we've seen in Hasbro as of late. So that's nice. It's nice to see something new. And he just looks better than a lot of things we've been getting. I like this a lot, actually. I am transforming Sunstreaker into car mode so I can show you the carrier aspect of this. I came ill prepared. Oh, come on. Yeah, these molds that have been reused 10, 15 times, yeah, they still work just fine. There's no mold degradation here. I hate that thing. But he was the closest car. Anyway, you can fold the shins down again. And you can see they kind of have this ramp look going for them. So you can take the car and it does slide in just fine. And you can just sit in there. And then if you wanted to, you could probably take another one and put it up there, but it's not as good of a balance as putting them inside. So yeah. Getting that thing out of there. But yeah, this thing looks good. I like it. Transforming them back. Undo these missile pods. Unclip the arms. Pull them out of here. And just kind of get them out of the way. Fold these down. Untab these red bits here first. And then you untab the legs. And try and get that chest piece out of there. Just get that out of the way. Rotate the hips down. And you can untab this section here from right there. And this whole assembly will fold over. And there's another tab right there that'll plug in that same port, just like that. Fold this up, locks into place. Fold the feet down, just like so. Take this red assembly and this will fold over and then up. And there's a tab there that'll plug into this slot right here. Same thing on this side. All right. Untab that, rotate this around, open up the hood, flip out the head. You're supposed to take the little car dude and put him back into the chest cavity, but I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to leave it. Yeah, he's got a little bit of a hollowness there, but I don't care. It's not that bad. collapse that down. Chest comes up. Arms go back. That all locks in. Slide the arm all the way up. Locks into place. Fold these forearms over. And there you go. He's back in his bot mode. Again, I really, really like this figure. I wish the guns plugged in to his hands better. That is, at the end of the day, you know, I mean, I wouldn't mind having another blue plate right there, but I'm not gonna, I actually don't mind it. He's got some great color breakup, I think. He looks good, and he's a good size. And he's not just a white repaint of Optimus Prime, or in later days, a white and blue retool of Optimus Prime. He's an actual his own character, his own mold, and this is good. I like this a lot. I really do. I think this is what Hasbro can do with the money that we give them. If they could keep this up, man, I won't say another bad thing about Hasbro. But they can't keep this up, so I will keep bashing Hasbro. So, for size comparison, here he is with the Legends Power Glide. You see, for Legends bot, like, you know, imagine this being wheelie. I think this actually scales pretty well. Here he is with the Classic Seeker, which, depending on what episode you're looking at, this scales pretty decently. There are episodes where he punches the jets out of the sky, but that's probably more of some idiot at the cartoonist level. And here he is with Classics Prime, and I think that looks good. I do. Prime should be maybe a little bit taller, maybe about to here, but overall I think this looks pretty good. For Classics Chug Collection, this by far is the best representation of Ultra Magnus we've ever gotten, hands down. The Fans Project one was decent. It was good for its time, but in comparison, this thing is so much better. It looks better, it transforms better, there's not all these flimsy little parts falling off. This is awesome. Now, I'm not saying, like I said earlier, you know, I was comparing him to the MP Ultra Magnus. I'm not saying he's better than MP Ultra Magnus. I'm saying that for the cost, I think he is... for the cost, I think he's better. Especially if you're a Chug collector. But for MP, obviously you want the MP. But, you know, had this been... You know, had this guy had the 4 times the budget that he did, he would have made a better MP, I think. You know, you could have done a few more things with engineering and made him a little bit bigger. But the, I don't know. It just, the MP one seemed too plain. This one's got a lot of detail and breakup going on. I just really wish he could hold his gun. That is by far the only complaint I have about this figure. Yeah, he's big, and he's got some hollow bits, but you know, you can kind of see those hollow bits through these little holes here. But he does a pretty good job of collapsing all those hollow bits up. He looks solid, to be completely honest. And I really like him. So yeah, 8 out of 10, I'd say. The only downside is the guns. That is it. If he could hold his guns, he would have been a 10. But the guns is such an irritation to me. Such an oversight for a figure like this. You know, you can get him to hold it, like I said, but it's just not in there very well. But this thing is good. This is a good figure. This is everything I wanted that Hasbro Devastator to be. Like the individual bots, I wanted it to be like this, but it wasn't. This is the definition of a good Hasbro figure. So there you go, Hasbro. Come on, let's keep this up. I want more of this. I don't know why this figure hasn't flown off all the shelves. This thing is great. Absolutely great. There's nothing I can imagine that would have made him better except for the gun. For a Chug collection, this is the best Ultra Magnus you're gonna ever get. Although there is the Henkei version that's coming out that has like red legs and stuff like that. But for me, this looks more like cartoon accurate to me, so I'm going with this. I'm happy with it, and I'm extremely happy with it. Maybe it's because I've been looking at so many shitty figures lately that I think this thing is good. But I really do think this thing is good. So I guess that's all there is to say about him.